They told us that losing belly fat meant suffering, that transformation demanded punishment. Endless cardio, starvation plans, sweat dripping from your forehead like proof of discipline. We were taught that pain equals progress, that if you're not sore, you're not serious, that the gym is the battlefield and the mirror your scoreboard. But that story is incomplete, because somewhere beneath all the noise, your body was whispering, "I'm not a machine to be forced, I'm a rhythm to be understood." The truth is, your body is already trying to heal you. Even when you're sitting, sleeping, reading this, it's performing a silent symphony, regulating temperature, burning calories, repairing cells, balancing hormones. Fat loss isn't switched on by punishment, it's triggered by permission. When you stop fighting your body and start listening to it, the entire system recalibrates. It begins to let go of what it was clinging to, not out of fear, but out of trust. Think about it, that stubborn belly fat you've hated for years. What if it's not laziness or bad genetics? What if it's a protection mechanism? Your body doesn't store fat just to annoy you. It stores fat because at some point it felt unsafe. Unsafe from stress, from starvation, from emotional chaos, from the pressure to always do more. That layer around your middle isn't disobedience, it's defense. When your cortisol levels rise, when your sleep shortens, when your mind races, your body interprets that chaos as threat. It doesn't know the difference between a tiger in the wild and a deadline at work. So it does what evolution trained it to do: store energy. Belly fat becomes the body's insurance plan against uncertainty. You're not lazy, you're biologically protecting yourself. And that's why exercise alone often fails. Because if the body feels unsafe, no amount of crunches will override its survival instinct. You can't force your biology into peace through punishment. You have to earn that peace through safety, through rest, calm, nourishment, deep breathing, genuine self-care. The fat leaves when the fear does. So losing belly fat without exercise isn't some miracle hack. It's about shifting your internal chemistry from protect to release. It's about creating a life where your body finally believes it can let go. Not because you yelled louder, but because you whispered softer. Imagine a life where your meals aren't rushed, where you sleep deeply, where you wake with sunlight instead of an alarm blaring panic into your chest. Imagine your body responding to that rhythm, metabolism rising, digestion flowing, energy steady. That's not fantasy. That's biology working with you instead of against you. And here's the most powerful part. When you stop trying to lose fat and start trying to gain peace, fat loss happens naturally. Because peace is metabolic, calmness is catalytic. The body thrives when it feels safe. So maybe the first step isn't another workout plan. Maybe it's a gentler relationship with yourself. Because healing, not hustling, changes your shape. The mirror doesn't just reflect your effort, it reflects your energy. And the moment you stop waging war with your body is the moment it finally stops defending itself. We love to talk about calories, but rarely about chemistry. Because deep down, belly fat isn't just a math problem. It's a message from your hormones. Your body isn't counting numbers, it's reading signals. And the loudest signal of all is cortisol, the stress hormone that whispers, "We're not safe, hold on to everything." When cortisol stays high, it locks your metabolism in survival mode. Your body clings to fat, especially around the belly, because that's its emergency fuel reserve. Think about your average day. Rushing to work, skipping breakfast, caffeine for energy, scrolling through bad news, traffic, late night deadlines. You might not be running from danger, but your body doesn't know that. To it, stress is stress. So it protects you the only way it can, by hoarding. And that protection shows up as that soft ring around your waist, the one you keep trying to punish away. But punishment doesn't calm the system. It amplifies the alarm. You can't burn fat in a body that believes it's in crisis. The real fix begins when you lower that internal siren. When you stop running on adrenaline and start living in alignment. It begins with small, intentional moments. Breathing before reacting, finishing a meal without a screen, stepping outside for real sunlight. These aren't luxuries, they're biological resets. They lower cortisol, balance insulin, and allow your fat cells to open up again, like locked doors finally being given the key. When you sleep deeply, your body shifts from store to restore. Human growth hormone rises. Insulin sensitivity improves. Your cells detoxify and rebuild. That's when fat burning naturally peaks. Not in the gym, but in your dreams. Sleep isn't laziness, it's strategy. It's where all the invisible repair happens that exercise alone can't reach. Then comes food, not just what you eat, but how you eat. If you inhale your meal in 5 minutes, your brain doesn't register fullness. If you eat standing, scrolling, worrying, you're feeding stress, not yourself. Slow meals tell your nervous system, we're okay now. We can digest. We can release. Every calm bite is a signal of safety. And safety tells your metabolism it can burn again. See, hormones are like orchestra conductors: cortisol, insulin, leptin, ghrelin, thyroid, each one controlling appetite, storage, and energy. When one goes off beat, the whole song turns chaotic. But when you lower stress, nourish your body consistently, and rest, the music returns to harmony. Fat loss stops feeling like a war and starts feeling like rhythm. People underestimate how emotional peace translates into physical change. Because when your mind stops spinning, your breathing slows, your muscles unclench, that's when your parasympathetic nervous system takes over. The rest and digest mode, that's when digestion becomes efficient, nutrient absorption improves, and your body starts burning fuel cleanly instead of storing it chaotically. So no, it's not about eating less. It's about balancing better. It's not about out-training your hormones. It's about out-calming them. You don't lose belly fat by outworking biology. You lose it by cooperating with it. When cortisol quiets down, your body naturally shifts to repair. Your belly softens, your hunger stabilizes, your mood steadies. You start feeling lighter, not just in weight, but in being. This is the secret the fitness world rarely talks about. Your hormones are the gatekeepers. The moment they trust you, the gates open. And you realize it was never about chasing the burn. It was about creating the calm where your body could finally exhale. You've heard the saying, "You are what you eat," but the truth is deeper. You are when you eat. Timing is the invisible ingredient that can either heal or hinder you. See, your body runs on a circadian rhythm, a natural 24-hour clock wired by light, darkness, and routine. Every organ, every hormone, even your digestive enzymes follow that rhythm. When you eat at midnight or snack through stress, you confuse the system. You're telling your body to digest when it wants to rest. And that confusion, it doesn't just slow digestion, it rewrites metabolism. Think of your body like a factory. During the day, it's in production mode, breaking down food, turning it into energy, repairing, detoxifying. But at night, the workers go home, the lights dim, and the factory shifts into maintenance mode. Now imagine dropping a delivery truck full of heavy meals at 11 p.m. The factory scrambles. Instead of restoring, it starts sorting, packing, storing. That storage is what we see as belly fat. Late night eating isn't just bad discipline, it's bad timing. When you start eating within a defined window, in say an 8-hour period, your body finds rhythm again. It's called circadian alignment or intermittent fasting. But really, it's just respecting your design. Breakfast near sunrise, lunch when the sun peaks, dinner when it softens. This isn't diet culture, it's nature. When your body knows when to expect food, it stops panicking between meals. Insulin stabilizes, hunger hormones reset, and your metabolism hums like a well-tuned engine. Intermittent fasting doesn't mean deprivation, it means precision. It's not about skipping breakfast or forcing hunger, it's about giving your digestive system time to rest. Every hour without food is a gift of clarity. Your cells start cleaning out old waste through a process called autophagy. Your insulin drops, your fat stores open, you begin burning naturally, rhythmically, peacefully. No crunches, no exhaustion, just cooperation with biology. And it's not just what happens inside, it's how it feels. You start waking lighter, clearer. Hunger feels predictable, not chaotic. You begin to recognize the difference between appetite and emotion. That late night craving, often it's loneliness, not hunger. That afternoon slump, usually dehydration, not calorie need. Food timing teaches awareness, and awareness teaches control. Try eating your final meal before sunset and see how your body rewards you. You'll sleep deeper. You'll wake with less bloating, less heaviness. Your morning hunger will feel like readiness, not desperation, because your body had all night to rest, detox, rebalance. You've allowed the liver, pancreas, and gut to synchronize, and synchronization is where fat burning quietly thrives. Even hydration follows rhythm. Drink water when you wake, let your metabolism spark. Avoid drinking too much right before bed, let digestion rest. These micro habits tell your body, I'm listening to you. And when your body feels heard, it performs for you. Fat loss isn't resistance, it's collaboration. Most people think willpower is the answer, but rhythm is more powerful than will. Rhythm doesn't break, it becomes identity. Once your body learns the rhythm of nourishment and rest, it stops fighting back. You stop craving control because you start feeling balance. That's the real secret to sustainable weight change. Not obsession, but harmony. So if you're tired of counting calories and chasing diets, maybe it's time to count hours instead. Time your meals with the sun, not your stress. Because when your body lives in rhythm with light and stillness, it begins to trust the process again. And trust, that's the real metabolism booster no supplement can match. Here's the truth hardly anyone talks about. Your belly doesn't begin on your belly. It begins in your gut. that hidden world inside you, trillions of bacteria, fungi, and microscopic ecosystems, is quietly deciding how much fat you store, how well you digest, and even how you feel after every meal. You could be eating the cleanest diet in the world, but if your gut is inflamed, unbalanced, or overfed with processed foods, your metabolism will stall. Fat loss begins not with counting calories, but by cultivating harmony in that invisible world within you. Your gut is like a bustling city. Some microbes build energy, others store it, some fight inflammation, others cause it. When you eat fiber, fruits, vegetables, fermented foods, you're feeding the builders. When you live on sugar, fried oils, and stress, you're empowering the rioters. Over time, those riots turn into bloating, cravings, fatigue, and stubborn belly fat that refuses to leave. Because an inflamed gut tells your brain, we're under attack, store energy, don't let go. It's not about eating less, it's about eating right for your bacteria. Every bite is a vote in the election of your gut health. Yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, green bananas, oats, these foods create balance. They signal to your microbiome, all is well. And when all is well, your gut stops panicking. It stops holding water, stops sending hunger spikes, stops producing the kind of inflammation that locks your midsection in storage mode. And here's the wild part. Your gut talks to your brain through something called the vagus nerve. That means your mood, your cravings, your motivation, they're all part of that same conversation. Ever notice how anxiety makes you snack or sadness makes you crave sweets? That's not weakness, it's communication. When you heal your gut, your emotional eating begins to fade. Not because you have stronger willpower, but because you finally feel in sync. So before you chase abs, chase balance. Because when your gut flora thrive, your hormones realign. Leptin and ghrelin, your hunger and fullness hormones, begin to regulate again. Insulin sensitivity improves. Your body starts to trust food as fuel instead of fearing it as chaos. And with that trust, your belly naturally begins to flatten. Not from restriction, but from restoration. Most people start their fitness journey from the outside in, workouts, waist trainers, calorie apps, but the real transformation is from the inside out. Fix the gut and the waist follows. Your skin clears, your energy steadies, your mood lifts. You stop living in reaction mode. The cravings that used to control you start losing their voice. And in that silence, you discover something profound. Peace feels better than pizza. But healing your gut isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Cut the ultra-processed foods, eat color, red peppers, greens, berries, beans, hydrate like it's medicine, rest like it's sacred. Every simple act of care rebuilds that inner ecosystem. It's like gardening. You don't force a seed to grow, you nurture the soil until growth becomes inevitable. And don't forget movement, not for calorie burn, but for circulation. A simple walk after a meal helps digestion, lowers blood sugar, and wakes up your microbiome. Sometimes your gut just needs gravity and motion to process life better. Not punishment, but flow. Your belly fat isn't just stored energy, it's stored imbalance. It's your gut's way of saying, I need attention. Listen to it. Feed it peace, not panic. Feed it plants, not processed poison. When your gut feels alive, your body begins to glow from the inside out. Because the truth is, your waist is only a reflection of how well your gut breathes. Most people think of water as something you drink, not something that transforms you. But water isn't just a beverage. It's biology's electricity. Every cell, every chemical reaction in your body, from fat burning to mood regulation, depends on hydration. When you're dehydrated, your metabolism doesn't just slow, it gets confused. The body mistakes thirst for hunger. You end up eating when you should be sipping, and over time, that single confusion, repeated daily, builds the kind of weight that sneaks up quietly and refuses to leave. Your liver, the organ responsible for burning fat, becomes sluggish when it's dehydrated. Think of it as an engine trying to run without oil. Friction, heat, inefficiency. Your liver can't metabolize stored fat into energy without enough water to flush out the toxins produced in the process. So instead of burning, your body starts saving. The calories you eat become just-in-case energy, stored around your waist, waiting for a day of hydration that never comes. That's why so many people do everything right. Clean diet, good sleep, yet stay stuck. Their bodies are still operating in drought mode. Here's a truth few realize: water is a direct communicator with your metabolism. Every sip tells your brain, we're safe, we're nourished, we can release. Drink a full glass before every meal, and you'll notice two miracles. You'll eat slower and digest smoother. It's like greasing the gears before the engine starts. The food moves through your system cleanly, nutrients absorb better, and your body can actually use the calories rather than fear them. And it's not just the quantity of water, it's the quality. Pure water is cleansing, yes, but the minerals inside it are the true messengers. A pinch of Himalayan salt or a squeeze of lemon turns plain water into a biological conductor. Those minerals help your cells communicate, balance pH levels, and improve fat oxidation. Without them, water runs through you like a ghost. It enters but doesn't connect. Add minerals and it becomes alive. When your cells are hydrated, they expand slightly, not in size, but in energy potential. A hydrated cell metabolizes faster, absorbs oxygen more efficiently, and burns fat cleaner. You feel that as sharper focus, steadier mood, and smoother digestion. Ever notice how fatigue, cravings, and irritability disappear after a few glasses of water? That's not coincidence. That's chemistry coming back online. Hydration also rewires your appetite. When you begin drinking consistently, not gulping randomly, your hunger cues reset. Suddenly, you're not craving sugar, you're craving clarity. Your body stops sending false alarms because it finally trusts it'll get what it needs. You start to feel lighter, not because the scale drops overnight, but because your body stops holding water defensively. Ironically, you lose water weight by drinking more water. And don't overlook timing. Start your morning with hydration before caffeine. Warm water with lemon signals your digestive system that it's time to wake up gently. It cleanses the liver, stimulates bile flow, and primes your metabolism before the first bite of food. Then throughout the day, sip, not chug, keeping your system in flow. By evening, taper off to let your kidneys rest, allowing your body to focus on recovery, not flushing. Hydration is movement. It's the current of vitality that carries nutrients, hormones, and energy where they need to go. When you're properly hydrated, even your lymphatic system, the body's natural detox highway, works more efficiently. That means less inflammation, less puffiness, less stagnation. Fat cells shrink not through starvation, but through circulation. Sometimes the difference between stagnation and transformation is just one habit, the habit of drinking enough water with awareness. No supplements, no detox teas, no miracle tonics, just consistent hydration. Water is the oldest, simplest fat burner and the most overlooked because in the end, losing belly fat without exercise isn't about adding pressure. It's about restoring flow. And water, pure, simple, steady water, is where that flow begins. At some point, you realize belly fat isn't just about food or movement, it's about energy, the kind that hums beneath the surface, shaping your hormones, your hunger, your habits. Every emotion leaves a chemical footprint. Stress floods your body with cortisol, anxiety tenses your core, guilt, anger, exhaustion, they all live somewhere, and for most of us, that somewhere is the belly. The gut becomes a vault for everything unprocessed, the unspoken words, the unhealed memories, the constant need to prove yourself. That's why no workout or diet ever feels enough. Because the real weight isn't physical, it's emotional. You've probably felt it. That heaviness after an argument, that tightness around your stomach when you're worried, that emptiness you try to fill with snacks. That's your nervous system crying out for regulation. See, your body doesn't just digest food, it digests experiences. When emotions stay stuck, the body compensates, it holds, it protects. It builds layers, not of fat alone, but of safety. So before you judge the body you see in the mirror, try to understand the story it's telling. That softness around your waist may not be resistance, it may be remembrance. Healing begins when you stop fighting your feelings and start feeling them. When you breathe slowly instead of suppressing, when you journal instead of scrolling, when you let silence replace the noise. These simple acts, meditation, gratitude, stillness, they sound cliche, but they're neurological medicine. They rewire your brain's stress response. They shift your body from fight or flight to rest and digest. And in that state, fat release becomes effortless because your body finally believes it's safe to let go. Walks in nature, morning sunlight, slow music, mindful breathing. These aren't luxuries, they're biology's healing codes. When your senses soften, your body releases tension stored in your abdomen. Your posture changes, your breath deepens, your digestion improves. These aren't small changes, they're signals. Each one telling your subconscious, you can exhale now. And the moment you exhale, your metabolism inhales life again. This is why some people eat well, sleep enough, move daily, and still stay stuck, because their minds never rest. Their hearts never unclench. Their nervous systems never switch off the alarm. You can't burn fat in fear, you can only store it. So the real fat-burning zone isn't a treadmill setting, it's a mental state called calm. And calm is cultivated, not forced. Start with something small, 2 minutes of deep breathing before meals, 1 mindful pause before reacting, 1 moment of gratitude before sleep. These micro moments lower cortisol more effectively than hours of willpower. And when cortisol falls, insulin stabilizes, digestion improves, and your belly begins to respond. Slowly, gently, naturally, not through fight, through flow. Then notice what happens emotionally. The cravings that felt uncontrollable start losing their edge. You stop looking for comfort in sugar because you found comfort in stillness. You begin to realize that peace has flavor, subtle but nourishing. You no longer crave chaos. You start craving quiet. And that quiet is where healing begins to root itself, not just in your body, but in your identity. Because losing belly fat without exercise isn't just a physical transformation, it's an emotional evolution. It's about creating a life where your body doesn't have to defend itself anymore, where food becomes fuel, not therapy, where sleep becomes sacred, not optional, where rest stops being guilt and starts being grace. And one day you wake up and the reflection staring back at you looks lighter, not just because you've lost weight, but because you've lost resistance. You've stopped carrying the weight of stress, the heaviness of control, the pressure to earn your worth through suffering. You've traded punishment for partnership, hustle for harmony. So if you remember nothing else from all this, remember this. The most powerful way to lose fat is to gain peace, because the body doesn't bloom under pressure, it blooms under safety. You don't need more effort, you need more ease. You don't need more workouts, you need more forgiveness. Let your body feel safe again, and it will do what it was designed to do all along, heal.